Come along with us on our journey north up the Alaska Highway. The Alaska Highway starts in Dawson Creek, British Columbia. It is 1,390 miles long. In 1942, this link to Alaska was forged over mountains, through marshes, and across rivers in the remote North Country. Today, this highway is known for its rugged scenery, abundant wildlife, and remote destinations.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Tristan and this is my wife Violet. We're owners of Cedar Ridge Campers. This is also our camp dog Ruger here, and we are on our trip to Alaska. This is day one down the Alaskan Highway. Stay tuned as we embark on this epic adventure.
After stocking up on brochures and information about the route, we headed out from the visitor center in Dawson Creek on our journey north. The drive was beautiful, with rolling hills, some farmland, and trees. We drove through an unbelievable amount of acres of burnt forest in this area. The scenery began to get more steep and rugged as the day went on, with lots of beautiful views down into the valleys below. Suddenly up ahead, we spotted this huge dark storm cloud looming in our path, and before we knew it, we were driving in the pouring rain and pounding hail. Thankfully, we pulled through it in a few minutes without any damage. After a few more hours of driving, we pulled in for night at this beautiful recreation area. We couldn't have asked for a better, quieter spot to spend the first night of this Alaska Highway adventure.
Stopped at this beautiful campsite here on day one of the Alaskan Highway. We're about 30 kilometers north of Fort Nelson. It's a really nice drive up this afternoon, other than we drove through some hail. Very beautiful start on the Alaskan Highway here. Violet's got some food going on in the back here. Got our galley set up. What are we having for supper tonight?
So we are having jambalaya, Zatarain's out of a box here. It's really easy, really good. Chopping up some sausage to put into it, and yeah, gonna throw it on the stove over here for 20 minutes and we'll be ready to eat.
Hey everyone, good morning. It's day two of driving down the Alaskan Highway. Had a really good night's sleep last night. It's a really quiet place here at the Beaver Lake recreational area right north of Fort Nelson. It was probably about 50 degrees during the night, so we ran the furnace a little bit, kept us nice and warm. It's probably about 55 to 60 degrees right now, so it's really beautiful out here. Got some coffee going, and we're gonna get some coffee and eat some breakfast and hit the road. Hopefully get up to about Whitehorse today. Probably start up at the Leard Hot Springs somewhere along there.
The views just keep getting better and better. We stopped mid-morning at a neat little shop selling homemade cinnamon buns. We just had to try them, and they did not disappoint. We would definitely recommend anyone to stop here and get one if you're ever driving this road. Soon, we were in the Canadian Rocky Mountains. This was such an amazing area. The road wound through stunningly beautiful mountains and aqua blue rivers. The rocky, rugged beauty was unlike anything we had ever seen before. We made a few quick stops and soaked in the beauty of the clear water and massive cliffs. We wished we could have spent the whole day just taking it all in, but we have places to go, so we headed on. Next stop was Liard Hot Springs. This is a natural spring of hot water bubbling up out of the ground, creating a steaming pool of water perfect for soaking in after a day of driving. We took a quick dip in the hot, steamy water, and soon were back on the road again. After fueling up in Watson Lake, our next stop was the famous Signpost Forest. This place is incredible. Signs of all kinds put up by people from all over the world. It was entertaining to walk through and read the names of people from all different places who had been there over the years. We totally forgot to bring a sign, so we just put a small sticker on a post that was already coated with stickers. If you ever stop here, let us know if you find it.
We've stopped for the night and evening on day 2 of driving down the Alaskan Highway. Got the camper set up, we're getting supper made. We're about an hour north of Watson Lake. This nice little pull off here along the Rancheria River. Pan you around here. Got a beautiful view out the background, right on the cliff. It's probably about a 30-foot cliff dropping down to the river here. Got the mountains in the background. It rained all afternoon, so the clouds are pretty low, but it looks like they're clearing up, and luckily the rain has stopped. Seems like every single afternoon out here we've been having rain. So we look forward to a good night here, some good supper, and we'll see y'all in the morning.
morning the rain had vanished and it was sunny with a nice breeze. It was hard to say goodbye to this beautiful spot overlooking the river and surrounded by mountains. But we have Alaska with all of its beauty to explore, so we must continue on. Not too far down the road, we saw a sign that said Rancheria Falls, and of course we had to stop and check it out. A good little walk to stretch your legs always sounds appealing after days of sitting in the vehicle, and we weren't disappointed. The river split and tumbled over the rocks on either side, creating a beautiful cascade. It was well worth the stop. The drive along the Kluane mountain range was incredible. Steep, towering mountains rise straight up out of a lake with glaciers high on their flanks above. There's really no adequate way to show or describe it. All I can say is, come drive the Alaska Highway and experience it all for yourself. It's totally worth it.
We just got to our campsite and got supper going at our campsite here just south of Beaver Creek. This is the third day of driving down the Alaskan Highway. Drove through some absolutely beautiful views today along the Kluane Lake and the Kluane mountain range. Didn't luck out on such an insane campsite. It is really nice and private off the highway. Got a little lake in the background here. Pretty much probably is breeding mosquitoes, but it hasn't been too bad. We sprayed once, but it seems to be fine. We're gonna make a quick supper of hot dogs and mac and cheese and then relax and enjoy the evening. We'll probably show you guys a little bit how we use the camper this evening, making supper on our side table here, as well as maybe washing some dishes in our sink. We got the furnace running. Doesn't feel like we'll need it tonight like we did last night. Last night was like pretty cold, like I don't know, probably in the 50s and rainy. So far this evening we've lucked out. It looks like it's dry here and hopefully it won't rain. Seems like that's been the line of this trip. It's just rained every single afternoon pretty much, but this looks like it's a dry area or a drier area, so hopefully we lucked out on maybe not getting any rain this evening. Just a little shot of our battery percentage and water tank. The water we have not filled since we left home, and that would be about, we've probably camped about 7-8 nights in it. The battery we charged up 3 days ago, right before we started on the Alaskan Highway, and we haven't had much sun at all. It's charged it up a little bit during the day with the solar, but we're at 87% still, so looks like we're doing pretty good so far. I'm gonna give you a little demo on how we often wash dishes here at camp. There's a few different ways you can do it, but generally the way we do it is get some hot water, just run some hot water into the bottom of your basin here with all your dirty dishes. Then put some soap in there. Just usually wash your dishes all in this basin. Now once you got all your dishes pretty much washed, the easiest way we found it, since the faucet on here isn't that big, and we often just take our shower wand and then you can easily turn your water off and on and rinse with it. Just rinse back into there and then put your clean dishes on the side here. Seems to conserve water about the best. Obviously, if you have more dishes, you might have to do a couple different batches or something, but it's the next morning here. It's absolutely a beautiful morning. The sun's just coming up in the background. This will be the last day we're driving down the Alaskan Highway. We're about 200 miles from Tok. We're gonna get some coffee made this morning. Then we're gonna hit the road, and we should be in Tok by noon today. The road is a little bit rougher up here, but we still can make pretty decent time.
Welcome to Alaska. What a rewarding sight. After months of planning and days of driving, it felt surreal to actually finally be here. And just think, our adventures have only just begun.